Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Spice and Wolf episode 22, in which Lawrence and Holo are gonna get involved. Because of course they will. Because even though Lawrence pretty much asked Holo to not get involved just this once, they just cannot help it, can they? I mean, they are the protagonists of this story. Of course, they're getting involved. We just don't know into what exactly, right? That's still a bit of a mystery. Like, what exactly is going on in this town? What exactly is, the conflict here? And how can we maybe not use it, but how can we get through that conflict to maybe learn some more about Yoitsu, about Holo's friends, Holo's tribe, and stuff like that, right? In the previous episode, we had Lawrence extract some information from the villagers by mentioning what was it, like the grace of the god or something along those lines. And we learned in no uncertain terms that they are pagans. They do not believe in the church. They believe in what's the name of that serpent? Can't remember. But they believe in a serpent deity of some sort, a deity that apparently lives in a cave nearby, a cave that Lawrence and Holo passed by as they were approaching the village. And the bigger town that we visited at the very beginning on the way here also used to believe and worship that serpent deity, but they were converted to the church's religion, and that's how the schism between those two towns was created, right? Because church wants to spread, right? And this is the last village of the Gauls, not yet conquered by the Roman Empire. So they are hiding. Not really. They are cautious of any newcomers. That's why they were so cautious of Lawrence and Holo, because they don't know if maybe they were sent here by the church. Maybe they were sent here by whoever else, right? Maybe they're working for the bishop or whatever. And only now they seem to be opening up a little when they had the time to meet and get accustomed to Lawrence and Holo. What else do we learn at that tavern? Well, we learn that bit over the course of the entire episode, essentially, but the previous priest, Father Franz, if I'm not mistaken, that stayed in this village, who died and left Elsa in his footsteps. Not really, she decided to follow his footsteps herself. In any case, he managed to somehow figure out a way to whatchamacallit? I'm missing a word here. Negotiate. Yeah, to negotiate a good contract between this village and the neighboring town, where the village gets a lot of freedom and a lot of free time. They agreed to import some things from the city, but other than that, they are pretty free. They just export their grain, and that's basically it. That's why they have the time to loiter about, because they don't really have much to do. How exactly did Father Franz manage to do that? Well, that remains a bit of a secret, so we don't know whether he knows people in high up places, whether he is or was a person in a high up place, or does he have some dirt on the church's officials. We don't know that. We might learn that with time as this arc progresses. We'll see. And yeah, that's this like bit of a secret. And now, yeah, right. And now the problem that Elsa was fighting with, and why she was so grumpy when we first met her was apparently, according to Ivan, that she was worried about that deal between this village and the town, right? Because Father Franz, the one who signed it, died, and well, would the city still comply with this, or will they try to renegotiate, or will they decide that this deal is null and void, or what exactly is gonna happen there? And Elsa got a message, or was it the elder who got the message and passed it on to Elsa, I think. Yeah, in any case, that made her very happy because that problem got solved somehow. Whether it is because the city decided to continue with the deal they had, or maybe Elsa got some backing from someone who was backing Father Franz, or what exactly happened, we don't fully properly know that either, but it will probably be explained over time. We learned that combined from the villagers and from Ivan, who really seems to be that little bit of a key, that little bit foot in the door to Elsa's church. So chances are in today's episode we're gonna meet Elsa and we're gonna have a time and a chance to talk with her. Probably. Maybe. Anything else that happened in the episode? Holo got pomegranates to eat, apparently, way up north for some reason. And from what you guys told me in the comments, it was never actually mentioned in the source material that it was pomegranate. It was only mentioned that it was the very sour fruit. So we don't really know what it was. It could have been a I forgot the name of it. No, can't remember. Pigwa in Polish, which is like an apple but very, very sour, and you usually add it to tea or make a jam out of it or something like that. Those things could absolutely grow up north, so maybe it was something like that. And it's also very similar to an apple, a green apple, but an apple nonetheless. And but sure, we got pomegranates up north instead, so that's a thing. And in the end, at the end of the episode, Lawrence had a talk with Holo, and I mean, props to both of them that they were willing to actually actually sit around and talk about their situation, right? Listen, are we getting involved or are we running away? Because if we're getting involved, then we might very well be getting involved in essentially a bit of a civil war, right? This is a tiny little village of pagans, and there's a big city of the church, and they might try to, I don't know, reconquista this village or whatever, and we're gonna be found in the middle of this whole mess. So we should maybe bail. Are the information about the whereabouts, the potential information about the potential whereabouts of your potentially surviving clan members really worth it, right? Is it something that we really should be risking so much for? And according to Holo, yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. So we are sticking around for quite some time. Whether Holo and Lawrence will be involved in some sort of a conflict between the village and the church, we'll see. And whether they will find some information about Holo's compatriots, that also remains to be seen. Assuming Elsa even has this information, I mean, why would she not? Father Franz probably noted it down somewhere, so I'm assuming his notes or scrolls or books or whatever is still around. He didn't, I don't know, destroy it before death or anything like that. Although you never know, right? Maybe the church did. Who's to say? But yeah, that's where we are at right now. We got a bit of a foothold in Elsa's domain through the person of Ivan. We have a chance to talk with Elsa, a little bit of a higher chance because she's not so grumpy anymore, and we are also kind of maybe not recognized, but if the villagers get used to our presence here in this village, so that should also make things a little bit easier. We'll see where it goes. I'm assuming in today's episode, Lorenz and Holo are gonna get into the church, talk to Elsa, maybe start learning about the what happened to Holo's tribe. I don't know. That would be my suspicion, but we will, of course, see what exactly is gonna happen, right? Shall we? And to do that, you're gonna need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. That's better. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Spice and Wolf episode 22 in 3, 2, 1, go. Who's that night visitor? Oh, not Ivan. Evan. Evan, not Ivan. There's a fly in my tea. Okay, I mean, that's one way to enter. It's gonna be fishy, though, when you decide that, oh, well, in that case, I guess we're not moving out quite yet. I guess we can stay a little while longer. So unless they tell Elsa as it is, what's going on, I don't know, maybe not the best way. I mean, it is the easiest way to get their foot in the door, literally and figuratively. Whatever happens next happens, right? Also, I noticed in the opening, I mean, I've seen that scene before in the opening, but I never really paid much attention to it. A little bit before, Holo, during the whole Pyrite arc, talking with some other nuns. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anything like that occurred during the show itself. I think it's like opening only. I assume it was something in the source material, but just wasn't deemed necessary enough to adapt. Yeah, we're not here to pray. Oh, damn. Of course. Yeah, we're not here to pray. Make no mistake. Why the bit of hesitation there? You, Elsa. Yep. Oh, you sly dog, you. I know of it. Yep. Hmm. Damn. He's got you cornered, Elsa. Oh, no biggie. Just a traveling merchant and a pagan deity. Oh? A demon! I mean, I gotta say, they are irresistible. I guess not irresistible to Elsa, though. Oh, you read her letters? Well, you gotta have to confess your sins again. Yeah, not a demon. Demon would not have a tail as fluffy as this, I assure you. True. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So, is it really just something that the church made up? I asked this question in a previous episode. Are demi-humans and demons actually two different things? Or is demon just a church's term for a demi-human? That's a holy figure. My neighbor is drilling his wall again. Hope it doesn't... My mic doesn't pick it up. Just about barely, I think. Damn, you're strong! God damn, Lawrence! That's solid stone! God damn it, man! Yeah, I really don't think she would have destroyed the findings of her mentor this easily. Oh? Sure. That's doable. Yeah, probably. He would be very happy that both his findings are true, in some way at least, and that they are able to help someone and be of use. No, you fainted. You did not have a chance to lie. Yeah. Are they really this heavy? Three silvers. Oh, that should buy some candles at least. Sure. I mean, it doesn't burn her, so probably, no biggie. Oh, true. Fair. As long as there's no potential gain involved. Why? Mm-hmm. No, not necessarily. It just means there is multiple deities, and your god might be simply one of them. Yeah, especially since Lawrence doesn't really have much interest in organized religion, only when it suits him. Now you have like a special knock. Sure. I mean, yeah, you did ask Lawrence about religion, which could vaguely be deemed a church, right? It's not a lie. Right, you're up north, you gotta worry about that. That's a mischievous smile. uh, she knows what she wants and she communicates it. And she cleans the floor as well. Establishing dominance. Oh, hello. Never change. Oh, Evan. Yep. Unlikely. Yep. She can keep a secret. I mean, she can, but whether she's willing to, that's a question. Hmm. Elaborate. Interesting. So was his thinking essentially, if a lowly pagan deity exists, then of course our glorious god must as well? Bringing many different kinds of food. Yep. Bread living spirits. You mean like yeast from the air? Or no, not yeast from the air, just fermentation. Yeah. The outside world. He makes it sound like they're in some sort of a closed complex or something. True. Nothing. Just about the existence of God. Just some light evening discussion. They already are a married couple, aren't they? Obstructed face. Oh, if only you knew what Holo could hear at night. If only you knew. uh, I don't think he was envious. I mean, you also get along well. What are you on about? Oh? What about then? Right. So the topic of. Yep. This topic again. I mean, you're gonna cross that bridge when you get to it. Exactly. Yeah, I'll figure something out. I'm wise enough to figure something out. No, I was about to ask if she bit him, and the answer is yes. Oh? Oh? What's that? The mention of bear again. Horseback rider. Well, that's certainly not gonna be one of the villagers. Yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. Who was that horseman? Oh, a man from Enberg? Yep. Yeah, just, just sleeping in front of the altar. No biggie. Yeah, that's the elder. Why are they carrying things? Ah? Cannibals after all? What would your ill intentions be? And what's Lawrence gotta do with that? What the fuck, man? Like, I know that the first thing you do is to blame the outsiders. Yeah, that's normal in a village like this. But still, like, what did do you think that Lawrence cast an evil eye on your crops and that's what killed that guy, or what's your suspicion here exactly? Maybe what? They know that Lawrence brought some wheat to Evan's mill, and they suspect that Lawrence's wheat poisoned the millstones? I don't know. Like, what's there exactly to this accusation except outsider bad? Huh. Orchestrated catastrophe and appropriate retribution. I think I know what's going on. Yeah, let's watch this again. But yeah, I think I know what's going on. Someone from Enberg ensured that wheat from this village would poison someone from Enberg so that Enberg can essentially have a casus belli against this village. Right? Filthy pagans want to kill us, holy men of God with poison and evil hexes. And this is the proof. The Bob the shit eater is dead. Do you need any more proof, people of God? Something like that? Probably. That's probably what it is. Let me note it down, actually. Where is Spice and Wolf? It's gonna be earlier, isn't it? Oh, right, it's gonna be later, actually, because I ran out of space and I gotta... QA Isekai, Isekai Shikkaku, Bye Earth. There it is, Spice and Wolf. Someone from the... what's the town called? The city? Enberg? Enbert? Where is it? Enberg. Someone from Enberg Church framed the village into, yeah, that's how we use it, into, not into, whatever, into poisoning someone to have a casus belli, since pagans are killing good, God-fearing folk. It's absolutely gonna be something like that. But yeah, let's watch this episode from the beginning. Yeah, the village didn't know anything either. And we're here to pray. This scene I mentioned early. Come on. Yeah, Holo talking to other nuns. That wasn't shown in the show, I don't think. Yeah, now we have context for this. Sitting in front of a trapdoor, reading some books. We have the dinner that they had. Yeah. And Elsa apparently sleeping on some scrolls. We have not seen that. We have seen her spend time with a scroll, but I just don't know what that scroll was exactly. We'll see. Now let us pray. No, wait. The Father Franz was a man of God, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Now let us pray. Wait. I have a confession to make. Lawrence can really be sly when he wants to. You can really be sly. Yeah, let's not go anywhere. Let's do it in front of the god. That way you're gonna know that I'm not lying, because if I were lying, well, God would certainly strike me with a thunder, wouldn't he? And also, she's not gonna be able to lie in the face of God either. I fooled another for my own gain. Yeah. I have confessed my lies before God, and now I shall speak the truth. The Edran Abbey. No, actually, I lied again. I know this is the Edran Abbey. Father Franz is also known as the managing abbot Louis Lana Stinghild, and Elsa being Stingheim. Could Elsa be related to Father Franz? I don't know. Actually, Elsa is related to Father Franz. He must not lie before him, indeed. You're worried about the town of Enberg discovering the actions of Father Franz and condemning him for heresy and whatnot, and potentially coming here to burn the church down. Burn the occupants of the church down and then take the church over, rather. Who in the world are you? Demons, of course. And the letter was from a lord of another area stating he would support this church. Yeah, so that was what alleviated Elsa's worries. There should be records of the stories Father Franz collected. Yeah, of course, she just wants to return home. There's no such thing as being possessed by the devil, because the devil, as the church portrays them, doesn't exist. Essentially. Right? The church portrays the devil as demi-humans or pagan deities and ascribes them all sorts of abilities and traits that they simply do not possess. So the devils, as described by the church, simply do not exist. Simple as. I'm very curious about the church's symbol, you know? Every religion gets its that has a holy symbol gets that symbol from somewhere, right? Like, let's take Christianity, very simple example. Jesus Christ died on a cross, so our symbol is the cross, right? There's some disagreement when it comes to how this cross looked. So you have the whatchamacallit, the Orthodox faith that has a cross with an additional crosswise bit at the bottom, right? And they do the sign of the cross differently as well, right? But generally you have the symbol of Christianity be the cross, right? So I wonder what is this symbol exactly. I don't suppose their god died on whatever this is. It kind of looks like... Yeah, it kind of looks like the thing that you use to drag a plow, right? Like something that you either a human puts on their neck, and it just, it's round, it extends here to the sides, you put your hands on it and you pull and you plow the field or till the field or do whatever with the field. Or animals also get something like that, although it usually looks different. But I guess this could also work for an animal if also tied to the bottom, maybe. So I wonder if the symbol has something to do with plowing the fields, maybe a pagan deity of crops and good harvest got spun around and turned into the one and only god, right? Kind of like what happened in ancient Egypt, a little bit, right? There was the period where Egypt had a primary deity. Was it Ra or Osiris? I think it was Ra, right? Ra was the deity in Egypt, and then there were other deities scattered around, kinda. And I wonder if it's something like that, right? There's the god and minor other deities, according to Father Franz at least, right? Because in reality it could very well be that this god just doesn't exist, plain and simple. Or it could be that, yes, this god does exist, but it's just a demigod or a deity, just like Dian, just like Holo, just like the Serpent and others. Simply humans elevated this one for whatever particular reason. I don't know. I wonder if we're gonna learn about it. The statue could then be removed from its place. And yeah, apparently it's not that hard to remove it either. Is it empty on the inside? Is it made out of paper mache or something? Because if it's a solid stone statue, well, holy shit, Lawrence is ripped. I assume maybe in the source material there was some mechanism or something to move it. I don't know. I believe they are what you're looking for. Please read them within the church. Yeah, no checking out. stories he collected were not mere fairy tales, right? So she grabbed the letters that were addressed specifically to her so that they don't read her private correspondence, and the rest of the library is like free reign, read whatever you want. Gotcha. In about staying a few more days, yeah, probably. This is not a wealthy church. Pay up. Yeah, Holo understands it. That's your cue, Lawrence. Open the purse. 3 silver Treni coins, I think. I mean, that should be able to buy some candles at least. It's not that much money, but for a church in bumfuck nowhere that doesn't really get any visitors because it's placed in a pagan village, it should be enough. Yeah, I have no reason to make a fuss. What's she working on there? I wonder. Is she just reading Father Francis' scrolls? Is she writing her own? I don't know. Nifty little detail. She does say that it's not a wealthy church, and she tells them to extinguish the candles to save up on the candles. And in the candelabra on her desk, there's 1 candle out of 3 possible. She's saving up the candles herself. Nice detail. I like it. I really do. Yeah, can't take confessions, but can give advice, of course. If the stories collected in that basement are true, then does that mean the god we believe in is false? Very good question, actually, isn't it? Very good theological question. For example, I mean, we could move this this sort of a question into like real world. Let's say it turns out that every single, I don't know, Greek deity was actually real and is actually real, right? You pray to Venus, and Venus responds, right? It turns out it's true. You walk a street and you see a promo material, fucking Mars promoting G Fuel or something, right? Assume that happens. Would that actually mean that the monotheistic religions were wrong, right? Or would it give them even more credence? Because if a deity exists, well, then why should it only be that deity and not my deity? Right? If Jupiter can throw a party, who's to say that Buddha doesn't exist either, as well, right? You could make that argument. And I think that might be what Franz was trying to do here. Yeah, he was commendable priest, yes. If your companion is truly a pagan god, it would mean our god is false. Depends entirely on the narrative. And also, what is the existence of your god based on? Because it could very well be just that it's simply a part of the teachings that are false, right? The teachings say there's just one god and no other gods. Well, turns out there are other gods. So, that part of the teaching is apparently wrong. But the rest doesn't have to be, right? You could approach it like that. And I think, again, that's probably what Father Franz was kind of trying to argue here, or rather, It's the discovery that he made, and it's how he was able to both be a researcher of pagan deities and a man of strong faith, right? He was a scientist, for the lack of a better term. This part of our current theory has been disproven. That doesn't have to mean that the entire theory has been disproven, right? We learned something new about Newtonian physics, and that doesn't mean that every single theorem that Newton made is wrong. Simply just that one that we learned something new about, and maybe not even that. Maybe we should be looking at a completely different kind of physics, right? There are the Newtonian physics and there are the quantum physics for a reason, because it's kind of hard to marry the two, right? So yeah, that's what Franz was doing. I am a mere traveling merchant, so I'm not well versed in the teachings of God. I don't think Father Franz was wrong. Yeah, sure. Covering their ass. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna bother you. Sorry for interrupting. I'm gonna go now. Yeah, she's probably not gonna reveal the secret to Evan. I think Father Franz started collecting stories about pagan gods to prove the existence of God. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what it was, isn't it? If pagan gods truly exist, then there's no way God himself doesn't, right? If, I don't know, if Apollo and Hera and Zeus exist, then of course Yahweh exists as well, right? Why would he be different than other deities, right? Basically this kind of thinking. There's no God. After all, the church believes that God created this world and that humans are merely borrowing it. Correct. Well, that doesn't necessarily, like, disprove anything. It could very well be the case that, yes, it was the God who created this world and humans are borrowing it. You did not really say anything that would disprove that, Holo. Did you? Tear the bread before eating it, right? It's only good manners. Salty bread. Sure, maybe it probably keeps better. What are they eating? Some sort of a casserole, maybe? Or a salad of some sort, a baked fish. A lot of bread. That's a metric fuck ton of bread. Some, I don't know, fruit on the left, the white things. It's maybe like halved pears or something, or it could be some sort of whatchamacallit, not noodles, dumpling maybe. And they have in their bowls, yeah, I think it's just the whatever it is on the right, and a big bowl of green, whatever it is. Okay, some nice food. Flour and water were kneaded and baked before being blessed by the bread-living spirits. Oh, I get it. Okay, so he says essentially that flour and water were kneaded and baked before they had a chance to ferment and rise, and that's why they got flat bread. And the process of fermenting bread dough, they say it's bread-living spirits. Of course, it's the spirits that make the bread grow, not the yeast from the air and the fermentation of the dough. I really, really like how historically accurate, for the lack of a better term, this show can be. I really like it. First, we got the whatchamacallit, the balancing the humors in the body, right? Now we get bread-living spirits. It's super cool. Seeing Holo's tail peeking through, and later seeing the whatchamacallit, the villagers rush in with pitchforks and whatnot, made me think Evan saw it and called the villagers because evil spirit is holding Elsa hostage or something like that. They get along really well. Yeah, I guess he did say it wistfully enough for Holo to be concerned about it. Yeah, I'm not envious about the relationship. I'm envious about them being able to, have a place. They were both raised in this village, perhaps even born in this village. They both stay in this village. It's simple for them, isn't it? If they don't stay in the church for some reason, they might be staying in the mill, or they might get themselves a little hut somewhere on the outskirts or whatever, right? But they have it easy. Well, we don't. We don't have it easy because I'm a traveling merchant. I travel. It's in the fucking name. I'm not gonna be able to, settle down, probably. And that's gonna be an issue. Someone's gonna end up with a heartbreak here. Either I'm gonna end up with a heartbreak because I'm gonna have to drop my career of a traveling merchant, and that's gonna fucking suck for me, or you're gonna end up heartbroken because you're not gonna be able to stay in your hometown. You're gonna be traveling with me despite yourself, and that's gonna suck for you. It's gonna suck for one of us in one way or another, right? That's the problem here that he sees. Yeah, a quick look at the hometown and then carrying on with the travels, that's not gonna satisfy her, absolutely not. I am Wise Wolf Holo. I'm Wise Wolf Holo of Yoitsu. Yeah, so what's she trying to say here exactly? I don't know. I think maybe in part I am Wise Wolf, as in I'll figure something out. Or I am Wise Wolf Holo of Yoitsu, as in yes, I'm staying in Yoitsu and that's non-negotiable. I wonder. I do not wish to regard the tale of this bear god as more special than others. This god seems to be represented in various stories. I believe this god is the only one I have been able to connect with others so thoroughly. So this bear deity has been pervasive and appearing in multiple stories, connected with multiple deities, multiple places. Interesting. What makes this bear deity so special? The fact that it... The fact that it attacks fellow deities? That would be something, maybe, right? I wonder. If my assumptions are correct, our god has triumphed without a fight. I cannot possibly remain calm if this is true. I could not help feeling strongly the existence of God as I assembled this book. Right, so... like what? I figured that our god did fight this bear god and won without much of a fight, which confirms the existence of that bear deity. And I know that this bear deity also fought and appeared in stories of multiple other deities, which in turn lends credence to their existence. Because if they did not exist, that puts into question the existence of the bear deity, and if the bear deity did not exist, that puts into question the stories about our own deity, and we can't have that, can we? It's dogma. We gotta fit the world to the dogma, not dogma to the world, right? Thus with open hearts whose love of God is like a gentle breeze in a vast field. Yeah, I'd like you to be honest with me and tell me your thoughts. Yes, please, communication. Communication matters. Communication is good. Please communicate. Please talk. It's never a bad idea to talk things out. The keen eyes of a merchant are truly impressive. I'm a traveler. I can easily fall into danger when something happens. Yeah. And little did you know. So, some sort of a horseman arrived to the village to meet up with the elder, which prompted the elder to call up the villagers and march for Lawrence and Holo with sticks. I'm assuming they're supposed to be like scythes and pitchforks, but they didn't want to do that. I don't know. Or maybe they're supposed to be sticks. Yeah, let's try not to fuck with the Kumerson branch, right? It could really not go well for you if you do that. You're gonna be just cut off from their services, and the word is gonna spread that you attack merchants, and then no fucking merchant is gonna visit your village ever again. And you're gonna fucking die because you're not self-sufficient. We have not appeared before you because we have ill intentions. Well, why the sticks though? Why the raid in the middle of the night? For a bunch that has no ill intentions, all you're missing is fucking torches and screaming "burn the witch." It's like, I don't know, approaching a guy with a knife and being like, oh, you know, I have no ill intentions. I really don't, you know, I really don't want to do anything to you. I would not have appeared before you because, you know, I have ill intentions. Absolutely not. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, mate? It's not how it works. You can't just say, I have no ill intentions, and appear this way before a man. Someone in Enberg has died eating the wheat from our village. Fuck's that gotta do with us, though, mate? We're not from this village. We haven't even sold you our grain. You have plenty of yours. So, what's your deal? Or did Lawrence sell his wheat off-screen and they have a reason to believe that it was Lawrence's wheat? I don't know. They specifically say wheat, though, not flour. So I'm assuming at least Evan is not gonna be involved in it. I don't know. We see Evan rushing here, though. Yeah. Does he know something? Yeah, I think it's a setup. I really think it's a setup by Enberg. Enberg? Enberg. Yeah. Orchestrated catastrophe. Well, the word orchestrated tells us everything we need to know, doesn't it? Orchestrated catastrophe and appropriate retribution. So, basically, yeah, what this title tells us is essentially, like, exactly my fucking theory. Orchestrated catastrophe. We're gonna poison one of our people and blame it on the pagans. Appropriate retribution. Pagans are trying to poison us. Kill the pagans. Right? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And, of course, Lawrence and Hull are caught smack dab in the middle of it. Why wouldn't they be? They're probably gonna be able to help the village in one way or another. But it would actually be interesting if Holo were to visit the cave and talk with the serpent, and the serpent descends from the mountain, and people of Enberg are like, holy fuck, the serpent god is real. We used to worship this serpent god and we stopped, but it fucking exists? We should worship the serpent god again. I might be onto something again here. Holo visits the serpent god for help with Enberg raid. Assuming there's gonna be a raid, and I think it's a safe assumption. Okay. Alrighty. That was episode... There we go. That was episode 22 of Spice and Wolf. And, yeah, we have 25 episodes. It was a bit of a slower one, right? It was mostly getting to Elsa and finally getting into the books, right? That's basically what it was. And now we are, I feel, setting up the good and proper conflict of this arc, right? First we had a period of setup of this village, setup of the characters, of the actors playing roles in this arc, essentially. And now that we have everything set up, now that we know that the books and the scrolls in this abbey have worth and might allow Holo to figure things out. Now that we found a foothold, now that the secret is out in front of Elsa, now that we tentatively befriended her, now something goes tits up. And this is the main conflict here, right? The the accusation by Enberg and the retribution that Enberg will no doubt want to exact, with Lawrence and Holo caught right smack dab in the middle of it all. That's going to be the main conflict of this arc, isn't it? And it's gonna take, well, at least a couple of episodes to resolve, for sure. 23, 24, maybe even 25. Honestly, I can see the first half of episode 25 being a... Can I see that though? I wanted to say that I can see the first half of episode 25 being a bit of a whatchamacallit, not a summary, but like a rounding of this whole arc, right? The arc got resolved, we went through everything in this arc, and now the first half of episode 25 is Lawrence, Holo, Evan, and Elsa sitting around a table, talking about what happened, having a laugh, sharing beer, talking about their plans, stuff like that. And the second half would be maybe a teaser for the next season, essentially, maybe something like that. But then I remember that this show really doesn't do those like closing episodes. It's more likely that episode 25 is gonna be the one that just ends things, where the Enberg raiders are repelled, everything is fine, the village can sleep soundly, and cut. Season 2 begins, we're already like halfway to Yoitsu. Forget Enberg, forget the village, forget Elsa, forget Evan. I think that's more likely. I don't know, we'll see what's gonna happen. Out of curiosity, I want to briefly see if maybe anything is known about the second season, perhaps. Yes, actually. No, that's the OG. Yeah, that's the OG series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, TV finished. Okay, so we don't know anything about the second season, I don't think. Not quite yet, at least. But then again, it's, I think, a little bit early to be worrying about that. We are only at episode 22 of 25 after all. We're gonna worry about it when episode 24 arrives, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen in the future, but right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. If you do, say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please, I beg of you. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Spice and Wolf, but also Wistoria, Bye Bye Earth, Isekai, Shikkaku, QA, Isekai, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do go live sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to seasonal shows, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And you can also support me on YouTube through memberships, super thanks, super chats. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without an Answer, Rene, Yukiala, Dr. Wataka, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to meet villagers with pitchforks and torches.